Alright, welcome to the first park analysis here on the Coaster Network channel, and this is going to be of Kings Island, which is my home park. So I've rode all the roller coasters here many times for many years, so I know which ones are the best. So let's get started. Starting with number 10, which is the Backlot Stunt Coaster. A good Premier Rides multi-launch, definitely geared more towards family, but still is a good ride. It actually got decent theming to it. It's probably got the best theming of any coaster at the park. So it is good enough to make our top 10. And number 9 is Vortex. And the reason this ride isn't higher is because it hurts. I have blacked out before on this ride because it's so painful. Those loops, they are unbelievably painful. And just this ride is bad and it's sinking into the ground. So hopefully they'll take it out soon. And number 8 is the Racer. Now, this ride does have some decent airtime at the beginning, but it also is very rough. Not quite as rough as Vortex, but still really rough given its age. It's very old. So, moving on to number 7, which is the Bat. Used to be Flight Deck and Top Gun. And fun fact, the American flag inside the tunnel that you walk through to get to this ride has not been painted over. Yes, that's just kind of, common decency for our country and whatnot. But thought that was interesting. That little bit of the Flight Deck and Top Gun theming is still with the Bat. They also took out all the other little plane models and whatnot they had in the station. But it's a good paint job. I like it. Still a really good ride. It's actually pretty intense once you get down to the end. So yeah, it's one of the few suspended coasters out there. I like it. It's a good ride, so that's why it's at number 7. Moving to number 6 is Invertigo. Again, another kind of rare coaster, inverted boomerang. There's some of these out there, but not many. Definitely not as many as the standard form, but it's a good ride. It's kind of cool because you can face someone else, so very nice. And now on to the top 5, and at number 5 is Firehawk. Firehawk's a good ride. I like it, but for those of you that aren't in the whole Kings Island thing, there isn't a place for you to put your bag and whatnot in the station, which I find kind of annoying. And also, this ride is hopelessly inefficient. You can wait 2 hours for this ride, but not to be many people in line. It's kind of annoying, and there always seems to be something wrong with it. It breaks down a lot, but as an overall ride, it is pretty good. So, number 4 is Flight of Fear. Even though it's caught on fire twice recently, it is still number 4. I mean, it's a good ride. It's really intense. I like the whole indoor spaghetti bowl thing. It's got a mid-course breaker that does kill some of the speed, but that's not too bad. It's still a really intense ride. Got a really good launch, and it's dark, so you can't really see where you're going, and that's all cool. So, number 3 is the Beast. This is the longest wooden roller coaster in the world, and it is incredible. I love this ride so much. It's got good drops. It's got great length. It is an unbelievable night ride. I will wait very long to ride this ride at night because night rides on this ride are so awesome, and if you're ever at the park and you get a chance to ride it at night, do it. By far the best night coaster out there. It's in the woods, you stay low to the ground, and it's going fast, and this is great, definitely deserving of a top 3 spot. And number 2, Banshee, just opened this year in 2014, and it's the best inverted coaster out there, definitely deserving that top 3 spot. Unbelievably smooth. The first drop is ridiculous. It gets me every time. I've rode this coaster now 3-4 times, and it's good. I love that when you dive down off the 0G roll into the hill, going into the pretzel loop. It is really cool. And it's got decent theming too, pretty good for a Cedar Fair ride, I guess. And the number 1 ride in the park, yep, you probably guessed it, it's Diamondback. Diamondback is one of the most airtime filled, if not the most airtime filled steel coaster. It is awesome, it's fast, it's long, the splashdown at the end is it's cool, but it's more for spectation, and even to be in there is cool because you're in the back row, you can stick your hand back and get wet, so it's fun. I've done that before. And this is still a pretty decent night ride too, but it does go up and do a lot of hills and stuff, so you're not really staying low to the ground, but that's all good because it's got good airtime. And so now we're going to the park where I rate the coasters. That's the park overall. So what's going on here is the first 5 deal with just the roller coasters. And the last one is the overall, like, for the entire park, including water park, flat rides, family rides, whatever. I didn't feel like rambling on about that because I figured you guys already know it and really wouldn't want to hear me ramble about it. So I'm just going to say to that, so for the coaster analysis, so for variety, it gets a 9 because, well, there's a coaster out there for everyone. We got all different kinds of coasters, and it's great. And then for thrills, it gets a 7. I would have liked to see Banshee go over 70 miles an hour just because we kind of need one after we lost Son of Beast, even though Son of Beast is really rough. But it's got good thrill rides, you know, it's got a great top 3, one of the best out there, so it's good. Family, it gets a 9. It's got some really good family rides, good for kids of all ages, and their Kidland, Planet Snoopy has been voted the top by Amusement Park Today for a number of years now. It's really great. And then the amount, Kings Island has 14 coasters, which is a pretty good amount, so it's going to get an 8 there. And then the average, that's calculated, I added all those up and divided by 4, so the average of 8.25, which is a pretty good and appropriate rating because the park overall is an 8. Water park is pretty decent, good kids land, could use a couple more thrill flat rides, and not bad water rides, so yeah, I like Kings Island. It's a good park. I like having it as my home park. It definitely deserves an 8. Definitely the top 10 parks in America. A very good park. So keep calm and ride coasters. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.